It may be the first documented case of child sex trafficking in our area. Earlier this month, 3 Grants Pass men were arrested for child sex trafficking and other unspeakable things they did to a 14-year-old girl. However, speaking about trafficking is what led to their arrest. It began from a seminar last year in Portland raising awareness. This week, volunteers in Southern Oregon spread the word about child sex trafficking. Here's what they had to say.
People need to rise up.
Over the airwaves, at a Christian radio station in Medford, a conversation about child sex trafficking is gaining momentum.
It's physical violence used on them, it's psychological violence.
They might approach you at the mall and say, wow, you could be a model, and get you to come to an interview and then kidnap you.
Steve Raycraft and Orlinda Mathis have volunteered their voices to help those who feel they don't have one.
To recognize that it's a problem right here in the Rogue Valley is the first step.
They're spreading the word about Child Trafficking Awareness Week. Every day an event is planned to educate your community and children about it. At River Valley Community Church in Grants Pass, teenagers learn about modern-day slavery and how to prevent it.
Our youth leader said it's really disgusting, like makes you feel disgusted and depressed that this happens, and it's a problem, and it's a hard problem to fix. And it's just something that's starting to blend in with the culture, and it's really hard.
Recently, the Southern Oregon High-Tech Crimes Task Force tracked down Joshua Bull through his mobile phone and computer posts. The Grants Pass man pleaded guilty for coercing a 14-year-old girl into having sex with him and at least 2 other men in exchange for money. Task Force Commander Josh Mullins says gathering evidence and convincing victims to cooperate in investigations is extremely difficult. It took almost 1 year to bust Joshua Bull. Mullins says they've received 2 tips from this latest trafficking case. One from the Department of Human Services and the other from a man who attended an awareness training. Mullins thinks we will see more of these cases.
Sunday at 3 o'clock at the high school.
Steve says that should not be alarming.
Once you get past the fact that it's very real in this country and you understand how it works, then the fact that it happens in Grants Pass in Southern Oregon may be troubling, but it's not alarming necessarily. And we have members of our ACT Southern Oregon group who have first-hand experience with trafficking here in Southern Oregon.
To prevent child trafficking, Orlinda says to watch for lures that predators could use on social media and ways they could befriend your children if they become a runaway.
The national statistics say that 1 out of 3 within 48 hours of running away are going to be approached or lured by a pimp. So I'm not sure if it's happening to that degree here in the Rogue Valley. I'd like to find out.
By Orlinda and Steve raising awareness, you can too. Child Trafficking Awareness Week wraps up tomorrow. Events including speakers from the Southern Oregon High-Tech Crimes Task Force will continue. For more information, you can go to our website where we have links about the events. We appreciate those like Steve and Orlinda who show how they care for our community. We know there are many others, and there's good news out there. Let us know at ktvl.com. Covering your news, Dave DeRorange, News 10.